Happy Monday, everybody. I'm KHOU 11 meteorologist Pat Calvin here with a look at your forecast. A little bit of sunshine and a little bit of fog, depending on where you are. We're going to be fighting the fog here at the coastline as we go through the next few hours, but eventually the fog is going to win. And that's just a product of the humidity, the warmth that's going to be with us for the entire week. With that combination, we could see maybe one or two isolated shower chances, but it's really not going to be a big deal. Weather stays pretty quiet here at home, but it is just going to be soupy. Dew points are near 70, which is typically what we see here during the late spring and early fall months. So definitely not feeling like December. So there's a look at visibility, a snapshot around dinner time. The fog is still hugging the coast up towards the bay. I think as we get into the overnight, it's going to try to push north. I don't think it'll be as successful as it was last night and this morning, so still expect the worst of it here for the bays and the beaches. I think downtown tomorrow morning and points north, you're going to be fine, but we could see it kind of rear its ugly head as we go through the next few mornings, again, just with that humidity in place. So it's sun and clouds for today, foggy at the coast. Overnight fog tries to move in again. It's warm and muggy. Notice that stationary boundary to the north. That's going to be the focus for any showers and cloud coverage here as we go through the upcoming week. At times it'll be close enough to throw us some extra clouds, but I think as we get into Wednesday, maybe an isolated shower, but otherwise more sunshine starts to come into the area. And then by Thursday, we get a slightly better chance for showers. So there's a look at future track as we get into this evening. The brighter white, that's the fog. So really hanging on to, again, the immediate coastal spots farther north. We're looking a little better. Into the overnight, upper 60s. That's as good as we'll do. Fog for the bays and beaches. Mix of sun and clouds elsewhere. As we go through the afternoon, pretty similar to today, maybe an isolated shower or two. Otherwise, fog for the coast, temperatures up into the low 80s. And then we'll do that again for Wednesday. Again, more fog starts to push in by the afternoon Wednesday. Notice more breaks of sunshine. Yeah, you guessed it, fog at the coast again. So that pattern just keeps repeating itself because high pressure over the Gulf stays in place. It's going to keep us on the warm side of things. It'll also push any storm tracks far to our north, so we're not really talking about any big weather here as we go through the next, I would say, 4 to 5 days. So there's a look at the high temperatures. Through Thursday, we're in the 80s. A weak front comes through, pushes us back to the 70s here for the weekend. And then I think a stronger front will come in by the start of next week. Normal high this time of year, though, upper 60s. We're not going to be close to that. In fact, the eastern half to 2/3 will be about 10 to 20 degrees above normal. The colder air back across the west coast. And that's expected to stay in place at least through the middle of the month. So, December 15th, we're still talking about the chance for above normal temperatures, but I do think the back half of the month will be a little bit cooler. So again, 80s all the way through Thursday, isolated shower chances for Wednesday, Thursday with that weak front. We're down to the mid 70s then for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Clouds start to come back with a shower chance as that second front approaches by Sunday. High temperatures in the mid 70s through the weekend.